Hi everybody, it's Mission Man, and today, January 11th, 2020, is the 23-year anniversary of when I released my first album, Intro to My Mind. So I wanted to do a little spotlight on the album. I released it January 11th, 1997. I remember it because it was 8 days before my 18th birthday, and I went to a bank to open a business checking account, and they wouldn't let me do it because I wasn't 18 yet. And so that's how I remember the release date. And it's a pretty unique story about how the album came to be. I never wanted to be on a major label. I just seen too many behind the musics on VH1 where, you know, like Billy Joel was bankrupt for years, TLC was bankrupt even when they had the #1 song on the charts. Too many artists had their creative freedoms taken away, and I saw that struggle and I wanted nothing to do with it. And this was in the very, very early days of the internet, which I will show you what that looks like in a little bit. Because my actual website from then is archived, and I'm going to show you that on the computer. But I wanted to release everything myself and retain my creative freedoms. And my brother offered to pay for the pressing of my first album if I used the name Wakefire, because he had other plans for that. He opened like Wakefire Studios and some other stuff later on. But I used the name Wakefire. You can see it hopefully there. There's the Wakefire Records logo there. The W is on its side, the E is vertical, and the A and the K are kind of waking up. So they're waking up to be on fire, to be, you know, passionate and ready for the day and everything that's ahead, and trying to make it musically. So that's where the idea for the logo came in. The song itself, or the album itself, came about after my brother offered to pay for the pressing. I got so excited about it that I wrote the entire album in 3.5 weeks and recorded it in 3.5 hours. The 3.5 weeks came into play because my senior year at Talawanda High School, I was taking all of my classes at Miami University through the post-secondary enrollment options program. And Miami back then graduated usually on Mother's Day, so it was around May 8th. I think my last final was around May 5th, and my actual graduation was June 5th. Somewhere in there, maybe it was May 10th to June 5th, but it was a 3.5 week period after my brother told me that he was going to pay for the pressing. And so I wrote the album in those 3.5 weeks. I wrote 14 songs. The lyrics for one of them were so bad that I just threw those away. And then, you know, I had the music, the other 13. That was all on a keyboard really before I knew how to play instruments, so I was using the keyboard as a beat machine. But the studio that I went to was in Liberty, Kentucky, and I lived in Oxford, Ohio at the time. And I thought it was about a 2.5 hour drive. You know, we were looking at the map, and the map was the way we were going to go, because, you know, we didn't really have much in the way of the internet then. You couldn't just put a GPS on. You really had to look at your map and just follow the map. And my friend Lamont, who's mentioned in the weightlifting gym, is actually the one who drove me down. And about 2.5 hours into it, he's like, "How much further are we?" And I looked, I was like, "It looks like we're still about an hour." So it was a 3.5 hour drive, which left us roughly 4 hours to record the album and then drive 3.5 hours to get back. And we did it. I got there. The producer didn't think that we could record the entire album in 3.5 hours, but we did. And, you know, it's because I had the songs memorized so well that every song was one take except for two. One of them took 3 takes and one of them took 2 takes. That's the story of how that all took place. I do want to show you the internet and what it looked like in 1996. So this is what the internet looked like in 1996. See, this is my actual website. It was on a GeoCities server, and it got switched over to OOCities when they archived it in 2009. These are just ads to keep OOCities alive. But when I found this, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool, I got to share it with people." This is how bad the internet was then. It's basically all text and just different color arrangements. That's about all you do with the CSS there. But you'll see here it says "Now available, Intro to My Mind" by Mission Man. And if you click on it, it actually takes you over to the song titles and sound clips pages. I believe I even, you know, I took the time to put together all the lyrics for them. This was my first ever press coverage, the actual press article about me, which you can find at oocities.org/sunsetstrip/1317/oxfordpress.html. The lyrics for playing a little basketball that were on there. But if we go back to the actual song titles here, you click on the sound clip. It was a real audio file, which compressed down to 58K. because you had to have a tiny file then to do anything. And as you can hear, it sounds like I'm rapping through a tin can, because when you compress it that much, you just lose a ton of quality. But that was life in 1996. And I always wanted to, release my own album, do it this way, for the creative side of it, for the control of it, and because I had seen too many behind the musics. And I'm very glad that I got to. And I'm very thankful to my brother for releasing this. I'm very thankful to all of you for being along for my musical journey, and for continuing to encourage me. Even 23 years later, while I'm still trying to make a living from my music, and I'm getting closer and closer every day. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 4,000 hours of watch time, I can be monetized, and then I really believe that by the end of the year, I will be making a full-time living off of my music. So if you like, comment, share, and subscribe, you can get me much, much closer to being a full-time professional musician. And thank you all for doing that. Just to remind mind, I believe this is the last copy that I have. It's the last physical copy I have. I think there might be one or two on Amazon somewhere, but it is on Spotify and Apple Music if you want to go check out the album. I've put together a little playlist of some of the highlights from it. So there's the Weightlifting Jam official music video, the Playing a Little Basketball official music video, a story about how I got started rapping when I was in Florida, as well as the performance of Inventor and the lyric video for Inventor. So watch all those if you would like. And thank you all very much for watching, and have an incredible day.